Up Battle of Austerlitz, the 12 o'clock turn is completed, and we'll recap what happened. Starting in the south, we can see just a scrum, no line on either side. Cavalry sneaked in around, tried to beat back infantry where they could. See, the French are falling back here in disorder, taking pretty heavy casualties. Hard to find anything good down here, but this is the kind of crazy thing that happens in a game because no one cares about maintaining dressed lines. They're just fighting it out. The area around Austerlitz looks a little better. The coalition is entering the town. Not making a lot of progress here, but they are pushing back in the main part of the town. The pheasantry, the Russians haven't been able to take it, mainly because they've taken too many casualties. So the French might be able to counterattack there. On the bad side, there are 2 French battalions still routed, and they're kind of losing their footing here. Moving north, we can see the area around Putovitz. It's kind of stabilizing. Saint Hilary's division had been the weak point, but they've kind of found their backbone and are engaged in a pretty strong firefight along the line here. The Russians have unfortunately hung that artillery out to dry, but they've been able to hold the flank here throughout the turn. Some rally battalions are coming back to the fray, but they've also lost several, still routed, far out of the fight. See the third column here, and they seem kind of lonely. Oh, there are the French, what little is remaining. Now it's Van Damme's division that is falling apart, taking heavy casualties and retreating. Even General Ropp there is unable to stem the tide. Some routed battalions fleeing. Napoleon himself is trying to keep them going. As it happens, underneath this routed battalion, we have the good Marshal Soult has fallen back with his troops. So Napoleon will no doubt have a word with him about that. The French Guard is still lying in wait. The assumption is that they will come to the aid of Bernadotte here, who has yet to engage. He's still sniping, waiting for his artillery to come up really. But he's going to have to move pretty quickly here. Staying away from the Russians is the smart thing, hit the weaker Austrians. But the position for the coalition remains sound, with their life guard backing up the strong position there. A little weaker on the flank here. The cavalry is down to Hohenlohe's division with some guns out in front. But we see light and dragoon cavalry along with the grenadiers moving up pretty quickly into the face of that cavalry in the flank, especially the weak open flank of the Austrians. So where's the rest of the Uvarov's cavalry? They made another dash back behind French lines, punching infantry where they can find it. See, one disordered battalion was chased off by the Lancers there. Now we see a French battalion facing some winded cavalry, but that's because the winded cavalry captured an entire full-strength French battalion. Took them by surprise. They surrendered. Big loss. The French have a couple routed battalions. So Lannes' corps, for the first time, has really been bloodied. That said, we see Murat's cavalry basically completely unopposed here. Have a little bit of cavalry right there, but otherwise there's nothing here. The infantry is streaming back in tatters. The only real good order formations are running away as fast as they can, more or less covered by Uvarov's gallant efforts. There's really not enough to form a line, but maybe they can hold out for another turn or two. Keep the French from getting to Austerlitz. So that's the position here. Catastrophe in the north, a brewing battle here in the center, and possibly a Russian breakthrough on Soul's corps. We'll have to see what the 12-20 turn brings.